Jason there?
Jason is here.
Okay, so I'm talking to Canada.
You're talking right in Nova Scotia, Canada.
Storace, whatever you like. It's going fine. I've just been doing loads of interviews these past couple of weeks, and I'm so happy with the enthusiasm. And that's right after having gone platinum in Switzerland and doing well in the charts in the rest of Europe. So I'm really happy.
So you must be keeping real busy with interviews and stuff. How many interviews can you be doing in a day?
Well, about 3 to 5. That's enough.
That must mean there's a demand for Krokus.
Well, it's good. It's good to have a demand because we can only supply on demand. Nowadays, that's the way it works.
Now, Marc, when did you decide to start making the new album, Hoodoo?
Well, I mean, first we got together again after being apart for so long, and that was thanks to a TV station, well, actually the main television station nationwide, who wanted to have the originals back together to do this 3-minute medley, and the media went hysterical, and you know, the first reunion concert followed suit that same year, 2008, and then we decided, well, we have to show everybody that we're not just a traveling museum. We want to show them we can write. Let's face the challenge and do it. And in the meantime, we got a good deal with Sony Records, and last year, 2009, we did the next big sold-out concert. So once again, we had the spirit of the fans, which we could take back into the studio with us. And then the Hoodoo album was released this year, you know, so not so long ago, end of February, it was released in Switzerland and went straight to #1, followed by gold and followed by platinum. So it was really great, and it's like, you know, a pat on the back for everything we've done, because, you know, we had to swallow our differences and look into the future and build up the brotherhood once again, and that already pays back instantly. But on top of it, to have a successful album out again, which proves that Krokus is not a museum piece, but we wrote songs that should have been released right after Headhunter, after 1983, because Headhunter was the zenith of our career. It was like number 24 in the Billboard charts, accompanied by the biggest tour we ever did, you know. So that was something. Actually, if Hoodoo had followed Headhunter, this band would have made it into the next level, you know. In spite of the fact that we were really happy being at number 24 Billboard charts, because that's a huge achievement for a band coming from a country like Switzerland, which only has 6 million people, and is not generally known for rock and roll at all, you know. Yeah.
And I see you got another cover song on this album, Born to be Wild, from the Canadian Steppenwolf.
Yeah. Yeah, Canadian content, one more time. And yeah, that's a song that, I mean, a lot of interviewers say, what made you put that song on the record? It's been covered, so many times. And it's like, yawn, yawn, not again, Born to be Wild. But hey, there's also a couple of good reviews which said Born to be Wild and quite rightly so, is totally Krokusized.
For sure.
We did a good job with American Woman and Stay Awake All Night, Randy Bachman content.
Another Canadian.
And, yeah. And we also did later on another song from which involved Randy called Oh Babe, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet.
Oh, yeah.
Babe, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Great song, but that stammering on it, it's a funny song to sing. And so Born to Be Wild is like not only, we didn't just do that because it's Canadian content and because we want to get airplay through that. It's kind of shaking hands with our Canadian fans, yes, and also it's a selfish thing by the Krokus band members. We did a song which is from our younger days, our teenage days, the Woodstock era, a song by a band, Steppenwolf, which we all admired, a band which is also very big amongst the biker nations of the world, and a song which reminded us of our rebellion days, and the lyrics are really representative of the kind of music we play, because we don't play political music, we don't do music to educate people, we do music to let people let their hair down after a hard day's work, basically, And Monday always returns, and Friday is what we all wait for, and a rock and roll concert with Krokus music is always a good way to wind down, along with a beer or a good glass of wine and good company, So that's why we did Born to Be Wild, and we did that for the reunion concert. We built it in as the last encore, and as a matter of fact, it's also available on DVD, and the only way you can get your hands on a copy is if you buy the record through Amazon.com, and you click on the brown cover, which is slightly more expensive because it has the DVD in there, with a few tracks from the magical reunion concert of Krokus, dated 2008.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, you speaking about everybody's looking for the Friday night, ever hear a song by Loverboy, Working for the Weekend?
Yeah.
That might be the next Krokus song.
Well, no, not really. Did you know that I contributed a piece of a song to Loverboy?
Really?
It's called Friday Night. Friday night, just got paid, no sleep till Monday. Those are my lyrics. And this happened during the time that we were in Vancouver recording the Blitz album with Bruce Fairbairn, God rest his soul, and Bob Rock, the big Bob Rock.
Wow.
And we also wrote a song with Bryan Adams, and that's called Boys Night Out.
Right.
And is to be found on the Blitz album, which followed Headhunter around 1985. I wrote this song together with Patrick Mahassan, who was at the time a replacement musician in Krokus, and we had eventually decided against him joining the band. That's why in the end he's not on the album, and all this happened in the studio. But I had written this song with him, Friday Night, Just got paid, no sleep till Monday, and you can find that on one of the Loverboy albums. I guess it came out after 1986 or around that time. Yeah.
So you must be a real believer in those Friday nights.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I guess all working class believes in Friday night, and everybody doesn't like Monday.
That's most likely true there, Mark. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I never looked at it like that, but you're completely correct.
That was a good song too. I don't like Mondays. Yeah.
How's your voice hanging out throughout all these years? It sounds still fresh.
Thanks. Well, I take care of it in a way, and by that I don't mean I don't smoke, for one. I eat the right things.
Mm-hmm.
I eat salads and not too much red meat. I don't overdo it, but I'm looking forward to tomorrow's Saturday night's barbecue.
For sure.
And I like half a glass of I said the no word. Red wine and singing just don't get on. The white wine is very good for the voice. Just before hitting the stage, a few sips, and it also zaps you up a bit, and you're more here I am, kind of, and also I exercise before I party, before I sing, and after I sing I party, and I don't go to excess, because I always think that tomorrow's another day. I've got to be fit, got to get back on stage and deliver, and the audience tomorrow deserves the same energy I gave tonight. So, because they're paying for their tickets just like the people tonight are paying, and so on and so forth. And I don't let myself get run down. If I feel I'm tired, I take a nap, like could be between interviews, I'll go and lay down for 5 minutes and let my lungs take in some fresh air, and then I'm re-energized. It's all got to do with health and energy, I think.
And when you go on tour, you're not singing every night, you're taking days off, I presume?
Yeah, obviously there's always, we do 3 in a row, and then 1 or 2 days off sometimes, depending on the distance in between. But right now it's no problem anyway, because we're not geared for the non-stop touring, and I doubt if we'll be doing too much of that in the future anyway, because Fernando von Arp, our lead guitarist, had cancer during the 90s, and he got over it in 95, and that's when we released To Rock or Not to Be. And so that was one of the reunions that had happened way back then, but without Chris Von Rohr, the bass player and mentor of the band, kind of. Yeah, because he was the founding member, Chris. And he actually produced Hoodoo now. So that's how it goes, But we're doing festivals.
Mm-hmm.
We're concentrating on special dates, which make sense, and playing mostly strongholds, and we're building it up again from there. In Switzerland, we're doing fantastic, and we just finished doing 4 big shows, and we'll be playing Switzerland again sometime in autumn, in fall, and we're obviously looking forward to flying over the big pond and revisiting Canada, as we always did when we toured in the 80s. Now it's been a hell of a long time, though, so that's why all this promotion is so important, to get the word out. First of all, that Krokus still exists. Second, that it's the original members back again. And third, we have a great kick-ass album, which is not a museum piece, but which is full of fresh energy and, recorded same way we used to record it in the 80s, with analog amps and using traditional classic guitars like Fenders and Les Pauls, and even Gretsch rhythm guitar, and all recorded the old-fashioned, old-schooled way, but mixed through Pro Tools. Mm-hmm. We had Dennis Ward engineering. Dennis worked with me on the last Krokus album, Hellraiser, as producer and engineer, and we took him on board again when Fern and I decided that Chris Von Rohr should produce this album, since he was the founder member and he was the driving force, I would say, behind the reunion after that TV show. And he's also a guy who takes care of all the little things and knows how to separate the chaff from the corn, and go for the diamonds there, So, and here we are with Hoodoo, ready to tour, and it's out in the States, and you have it, and it's out in the whole world now, and we have to sit back and take notes while we're beefing up the set right now. We got some rehearsals ahead next week in preparation for the opening show with none other than ACDC.
Wow.
We're all looking forward to that. Yeah.
ACDC.
That's going to happen on the 8th of June in the Stade de Suisse, the same stadium we did the big reunion in 2008. And so things are really turning circle, because we played with ACDC in the USA 1981, 82, around that time. And so it's turned full circle. The originals are back together, and we're opening again for ACDC. 40,000 rock fans are going to be there, and it's 40,000 fans of both bands.
Yeah.
Because we play music from the same vein, from the same blood. And this is something I'm really, we're all looking forward to, including the fans. The media has been writing good stuff about it, and it seems like it's going to be the concert of the year for Swiss rock fans.
Mark, let me ask you something. Were you ever considered to replace Bon Scott, in 1980?
No. The question came and it left. I was so happy at that time. At that point in time, I was so happy with seeing Krokus was on a rising star, and these were my new buddies, my new musicians, and I was proud of the band, proud of Metal Rendezvous and Hardware, and we were on the rise, and we had just become international. We were touring like hell and having a great time. So when this question came, would you audition for ACDC? I said, nah. I don't think, first of all, I'd like to try and fill someone else's shoes. And second, why should I when my band is happening, you know? So that's how cut and dried it was then. And I didn't know, of course, I'm no, how can I say, I'm no fortune teller and I'm no prophet. I couldn't tell that ACDC was going to grow into the biggest rock and roll, hard rocking band in the world, you know, and they deserve it because they're really great, you know. But you know, at that point in time, you know, that's how it was. And you know, the past is done, the book is written, but the future is wide open.
You know, going to set lists now. How do you decide on the set list with your big catalog of music when you play a gig?
That takes a bit of head scratching and a bit of discussion always, which songs to leave out, because there are so many songs we love to play. And actually we're going through this right now because we have to cut down our headliner set down to 45 minutes to accommodate the ACDC. And when we open, we want to give our fans classics, and we also want to give them a taste from the new Hoodoo album. So we haven't decided yet, but it's something that's going to happen over the weekend in between barbecues.
Right, the good old barbecues.
Yeah. It's going to happen, and basically, I would say "Long Stick Goes Boom" is always the opener. This is a song which is written. It was born to be the opener. You know, it is our battle axe, our battering ram. It's what gets the kids on their feet from the word go when the lights come on, and you know, we hit the stage. It's a great opener. And then, who knows? The second song could be American Woman, because that's always a great party song till today. And right now, we've been, I mean, I can tell you what our live repertoire has been looking like during the past shows. The last show we did in Germany, we played Long Stick Goes Boom, went into American Woman. Then from the new album, we played Shot of Love and Ride Into the Sun, the new big ballad, which is a lot, say, pretty similar in feeling to Screaming in the Night. Then Rock and Roll Handshake, also from the new album. And going back to the Metal Rendezvous days with the songs Tokyo Nights and Fire, and then Backseat Rock and Roll. And then going to 1983, the Headhunter album with the big ballad Screaming in the Night. And to 1987, 88, from the Heart Attack album Rock and Roll Tonight, which is a great sing-along. And then back to Heat Strokes from Metal Rendezvous, and Easy Rocker from One Vice at a Time. And then Drive It In as the first encore, and Bedside Radio from Metal Rendezvous. And hold on a sec. Second encore, of course. Kids go, now why the hell haven't they played that yet? And we come on for the second encore and play Hoodoo Woman, which is the title song, from the new Hoodoo album, with a video out there for all to see. And then we go into the Canadian content, Born to be Wild, compliments of Steppenwolf, also with a good sing-along on it, which we build in for live. And by the way, Hoodoo Woman, I don't even need to sing, because they know all the lyrics. It's incredible. And it's also for me the best sensation to experience. It's always when the fans take over, and start singing all the refrains and stuff. It's just fantastic. It's so emotional.
And Marc, you never mentioned nothing from the Blitz album.
From the Blitz? No. Well, this is right. You see, we got together. It's the guys from the first 4 albums, which include me as vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
We're focused right now on the real Krokus sound. And we consider that to be Metal Rendezvous, Hardware, One Vice at a Time, and Headhunter. And actually, if we had not split, if Chris had stayed in the band and if Freddie Steady had stayed in the band after the Headhunter tour, we might have come up with Hoodoo as the next album instead of the Blitz. But as it is, we had been influenced by record company politics, which actually went as far down into our own management, and because of which also there was kind of internal fight, and Chris left the band, and so we took in 2 new musicians, Jeff Clavin on drums. We took Andy Tanis on bass later on. We recorded the Blitz as a 4-piece,
Mm-hmm.
So we lacked a bit of Chris's influence, because the forte of Krokus is when Von Arp, Von Rohr, and Storace compose together.
Right.
If you check the band's history, it's the 3 of us together that generate this certain kind of chemistry which creates our hits, especially also with addition of Mark Kohler. I would say One Vice at a Time has quite a few great songs on it. Long Stick Goes Boom was from that album. And we've proved it again on Hoodoo, that when we guys sit together, Chris, Fern, and myself, that there's special chemistry going on, and things start happening so fast that we have to have a tape running while we're working, because otherwise ideas fly out of the window, But thanks to the modern stuff, this garage recording stuff, you can make good demos today. And that's why we don't play anything from Blitz. We don't play anything from Change of Address either, because we consider that album especially to be the most un-Krokus sounding like album, and I guess it's the production, the way it was produced, because there's a couple of good songs on that one and on the Blitz too, especially the ballad Our Love Will Never Die.
A very good song.
But as I say that, I also realize that would not fit into our repertoire. I mean, the new, not today anyway, and if you put we have Screaming in the Night, and we have Ride Into the Sun, which are birds of a feather. But you look at Our Love, It's a great ballad. I love singing that one too, but it's different. It's a different being, you know. It has a different structure, chord choice, and attitude. So it's very important right now to see how the band is focused, and you can see that not only through the artwork, which matches exactly with our website, you know, but also from the songs.
Very well explained.
I'm glad I could explain that, because it's sometimes very difficult to put that point across to make people see that. Thank you.
Ronnie James Dio, when's the last time you've seen him?
A few years back when he was here. That was he was here a couple of times. One time he was touring with Magica, and then another time I can't remember exactly which album the other one was, but I visited him mainly to see and meet him and to listen to him sing and his band, because it's always something which is so unique to me. His voice is unique, uncomparable, and irreplaceable. There's nobody out there who sings like, you know, that old school stuff like Ronnie did, with such dedication and depth and technical ability, coming from a man of small stature, you know, a little guy, but wow, what a huge voice, you know, and also a huge personality. He was a gentleman, kind-hearted, and a rock star as well, but very well balanced. He had the two very balanced, and he was never loud or obnoxious, but soft-spoken and kind, you know. Very nice guy, and a very precious guy for the rock scene to be missing now. It's a pity we've lost something precious, but we still have his works to enjoy in future and to respect. And at this point, I'd like to offer my condolences still to Wendy, his wife, and his family, his son, and his son's family, all the close relatives, and his musicians and all friends around him. And I guess they have a memorial day for him tomorrow in Los Angeles, which I obviously won't be able to attend. But I'm glad that's happening, because Ronnie deserves it, and even more.
I appreciate that. Marc Storace from Krokus, thank you for the interview.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, and anytime we can talk again within the next months, if you like, and stay up, keep the Canadian fans updated. It's always a pleasure for me.
Okay, well, that's great. I really appreciate that, Marc, and continue spreading the great word of Krokus.
Thank you very much, Jason. That's the best you can do for us. Hopefully you're going to help us make the way back to Canada, so we can play from Toronto all across to Vancouver.
Well, Marc, been a pleasure. I look forward to talking to you again in the near future.
Same here. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Rock on.